I had some bitches on my line, I told them bitches get their lips, get your lips wet. Like that dope, where them bows at?
Alright. What's good with y'all, man? Y'all having a nice day, man? What's good, YouTube 2 Live Reaction, man? Today, we're back with another YouTube video, man. Today, we're going to be listening to, well, watching at the same time, reacting to UK rappers that got stabbed. I just seen this popped up in my recommends, so I was just like, let me react to this. Y'all might like it in the UK, so let's react to it. But before this video gets started, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and Facebook, or right here at JRTOO Live. It's all gonna be at the bottom. I got y'all. And let's get straight into the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to my main YouTube channel, JR2 Live, and let's get into it.
The UK rap scene gets just as wild as it does in the US. However, due to strict gun regulations, stabbings and knife crime are very common in the UK. Shootouts do happen as well, but because it's hard to get your hands on a gun, many young gangbangers use blades to deal with their ops rather than relying on a dirty or illegal pistol. Here's a look at some of the most famous UK rappers who have been stabbed. TM One Way. TM One Way is a drill rapper from Brixton who was stabbed to death in November 2020. The London-based artist was also the brother of well-known Atlanta-based rapper 21 Savage.
Oh, swear. Why ain't he come to the US with him? Wow. That's messed up, bro. For real.
At this point, it's public info that 21 was originally from London but moved to the US with his mother after his parents divorced. But some of his siblings stayed in London with their father, including TM One Way. In February 2019, Savage was arrested by ICE for living in the US illegally, which is when the world learned that he was really from the UK. He's currently fighting to gain lawful US citizenship. Check out our video on rappers who were cloned for more info on his arrest. In November 2020, TM One Way was found suffering from a stab wound at an estate on Ramillies Close in the Brixton Hill neighborhood of London where his grandmother lived. Relatives claim that he was bringing groceries to his grandmother when he bumped into an old acquaintance. The two got into an argument,
That's tough.
and the man ended up stabbing him to death. A 21-year-old named Tyrese Fuller was arrested and charged with murder. Details surrounding the motive have not been revealed as the case is yet to go to trial, but his family members have stressed that TM One Way was not involved in any gangs and had no known enemies. They also say that the person he was killed by was a former friend, not an op. Not long after the stabbing,
Bro, what? Bro, what? That's so messed up. Hey, that's fucked up. My nigga 21, bro.
Savage took to social media to mourn the loss of his brother, posting a photo of the two of them together with the caption, "Can't believe somebody took you, baby bro. I know I took my anger out on you. I wish I could take that shit back." This has led many fans to speculate that perhaps the two were not on the best terms. It does seem strange that 21 had a drill rapper brother that he had never mentioned or collaborated with. It wasn't until 21's ICE arrest that the world was aware of 21's UK roots, and he probably wasn't trying to bring attention to the fact that he had family in London, knowing that he was in the US illegally. Plus, it seems like there may have been some tension in the family after the separation of their parents, and it's difficult to know how close they were to begin with.
That's interesting. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I like this video.
Either way, it was still his brother, and he had every right to mourn the loss, no matter what kind of relationship they had. Sadly, the world never got to hear a TM One Way and 21 Savage collab, but some things just aren't meant to be. Hopefully, this killer will be found guilty, so at least the family can get some closure. But TM One Way isn't the only UK rapper to get stabbed. This next rapper got stabbed to death in a brawl with a rival rapper who bragged about the murder on Snapchat right after he was killed. Yup, here's the wild story. 16 Shots. 16 Shots is a drill rapper from London who's associated with a gang called M Block. M Block, who also goes by the name Team Raw, operated out of the Stockwell Park estate in the Stockwell area and is known to beef with a rival crew called 150 or GBG, who operated out of the Angeltown estate in Brixton. 16 Shots was still an up-and-coming drill rapper, and not much is known about his background. He released a track with other members of Team Raw, C-Figs, and Clap-A-Lot in July 2020 called No Difference. In the song, the crew sends subliminal cases at their ops, but don't mention anything too specific. The rappers were known to beef with 150, which was a splinter group of the Gas Gang from Brixton. 16 Shots had an ongoing feud with the rapper from 150 named Styx, which is what led to his death. The two had been known to diss each other on social media, and in 2019, Styx released a direct diss track called 16 Shots, where he called out the rapper by name. 16 Shots told fans on social media that he felt violated by the diss, and it was on site after that. The two ended up coming face to face less than a year later, which resulted in a fight that left one of the rappers dead and the other one with a stab wound to the face. On August 20th, 2020, there was a stabbing on Overton Road in the Angel Estates houses in Brixton, where Sticks is from. Allegedly, 16 shots and his boys from M Block drove into Angel Estates that day looking for Sticks. According to witnesses, a vehicle driving at around 50 or 60 miles per hour came through the neighborhood and drove into a group of about 10 people hanging out in the street. They hit the group, injuring 6 people, then slammed into a Mercedes-Benz and flipped over. It's believed that the car contained 16 shots in his crew, who spotted Sticks and tried to run him over. After the crash, they got out of the vehicle and there was a chase before the two rappers faced off in a knife fight. According to witnesses, 16 shots tried to flee but didn't know his way around the area. He ended up running down a dead-end street where he was trapped by his enemy, which is when the stabbing occurred. Both ended up getting pretty badly injured, but Sticks survived and 16 shots later died in the hospital. Witnesses say that after the fight, 16 shots ended up getting naked in the street. He was still conscious while he was waiting for an ambulance and was brought to the hospital alive, but later ended up dying from his injuries. A helicopter had to be brought in to transport the rapper to the hospital, which caused quite a scene in the neighborhood. The rapper was stabbed more than 15 times and Sticks suffered similar injuries. Sticks posted to his Instagram story from the hospital showing off the stab wounds but claiming he's still flexing in this bitch. He finished the story with a link to promote the track 16 Shots, which is pretty cold-blooded since he just murdered his enemy hours earlier. He also posted on a Snapchat the next day with the caption, "Thank God for another day." At the time, Sticks was arrested for conspiracy to commit murder but was later released. The police instead arrested a 19-year-old man for the murder who was rumored to be a GBG affiliate named KTN. Sticks put the incident behind him and has continued with his career. The killing was pretty brutal and it was rumored that they had stabbed 16 shots up to 35 times. But then again, he did try to run them over and left Sticks permanently disfigured. No one deserves to lose their life in such a vicious way, but it isn't that surprising that his op shows no remorse for the killing. If you thought that was crazy, this next rapper was killed in a street fight that went down after someone dissed his dead homie. Biss was a drill rapper and member of the group Harlem Spartans, a collective based in the
Bro, how you gonna run down on somebody that didn't get stabbed up? That's all I'm saying.
Kensington neighborhood of South London. The police have
but he did. He said. He did say he fucked him up or something. But still, though, you gotta come with more people than that.
identified the Spartans as a gang. However, the group denies this and claims it's just a music collective. They started making music around 2014 and originally gained attention with tracks like Call Me a Spartan and Kensington, where it started. The group even managed to attract the attention of Drake and even posted their lyrics to his social media. Biss was one of the most popular members of the group and has gained millions of streams on his own for songs like I Don't Mind and Beretta. But tragically, Biss was killed on December 6, 2019 after shooting a video for the song Beretta. He was stabbed 9 times in the chest and head in the Deptford area of southeast London. According to those who were present at the time, on the way back from the video shoot, Biss got into an argument with someone on the phone who was being disrespectful to his dead friend and fellow Harlem Spartan member, Latwan Griffiths, aka Lats. Lats had been killed on July 18th after being stabbed several times on the back of a moped in Camberwell, South London. On July 18th, member Latwan Griffiths, aka Lats. Lats had been killed on July 18th after being stabbed several times on the back of a moped in Camberwell, South London. A 17-year-old was later arrested for the stabbing, and the killing was believed to be retaliation in an ongoing war between the Harlem Spartans and a Brixton-based gang called 410. The two groups have been exchanging diss tracks for years, and their beef has also led to several violent attacks, including the one that killed Lats. Apparently, Biss didn't appreciate the disrespect of his dead friend and ended up threatening whoever was on the other line. But instead of just making threats, he told the men to pull up and they arranged to meet. They agreed to meet in Deptford, and when Biss saw the dudes he was yelling at, he started attacking the cab they're in with a mallet. Originally, the cab tried to drive away, but 2 men hopped out and were joined by 2 other unknown associates. The 4 men started attacking Biss and ended up stabbing him to death. The 2 men Biss was arguing with were later identified as Elijah Morgan and Jedediah Parham.
Just goofy, bro. Why would you show up by yourself? Goofy.
The 2 other men who participated in the attack have
Niggas do not play fair. That's facts, bro. You tripping up. You tripping, bro. You tripping.
not been identified, and police are still looking for them. Both men denied the murder. However, the stabbing was captured on CCTV. Fans of drill were confused by the killing because Morgan and Parham were not part of 410, nor any crew known to have beef with the Spartans. Because of how brutal the stabbing was, many thought it went deeper than an angry phone call. but it seems it was a case of bruised egos that led to the murder. Morgan claimed that the CCTV footage had falsely identified him. Parham admitted to being there, but says it was someone else that committed the stabbings and he tried to pull him off. He says he knew Biss in passing and had seen him do things that made him feel intimidated. When he attacked him that night, he feared for his life and acted in self-defense. Morgan did not show up for most of the trial because his lawyers claim he was suffering from severe anxiety. In the end, they were both found guilty of murder and are awaiting sentencing. So it seems like Morgan and Parham got caught up portraying a street lifestyle and felt they had to react when pressed by Biss. The diss could have easily ended in an argument or fist fight, but got taken to violent extremes, and unfortunately, a talented rapper lost his life. By this point, it's clear the UK can get crazy. This next rapper was stabbed backstage at a BBC One performance.
Backstage? If you let another nigga get backstage to stab me, and I live, I'm killing you.
And robbed of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry. Let's get right into it. Krep. Krep is one half of the British rap duo Krep and Conan, who have been making waves in the UK hip-hop and grime scene for the past decade. In 2011, the duo released a cover of Otis by Jay-Z and Kanye West that went viral, reaching 5 million views in under 5 days before it was removed by Jay-Z's legal team for copyright violations. But that's okay, because the song helped the crew build a fan base, and they've gone on to release chart-topping records and even be awarded the British Empire Medal for their contribution to music in their community. But no matter how successful you get, when you come from the streets, sometimes it comes back to bite you. In October 2019, Krep ended up getting stabbed and robbed after a show at a busy music venue in Birmingham. Krep was backstage at a BBC One Extra Live gig at the Birmingham Arena when he was attacked by a group of gang members who cut him up and robbed him of his chain. The media originally reported that the gang responsible was the notorious Johnson Crew, a feared group of gangsters who had been running the Birmingham streets since the late 80s. According to news site Birmingham Live, Krep himself had no beef with the Johnson Crew, but there was another Birmingham rapper named Money Mitch who did. Krep wasn't with Money Mitch, but he did say what's up to him, which is allegedly what caused the fight. In a leaked audio clip of Krep talking about the stabbing, the rapper claims about 30 young kids came up to him backstage with knives, demanding to know where Mitch was. Krep only knew the rapper casually and told the crew to go away because he didn't know Mitch like that. One of the kids tried to jack his chain, and Krep punched him in the face. That's when the gang jumped on.
Oh shoot. Dang. They going crazy. Stabbed him and robbed him for his chain now.
Him and started stabbing him. Luckily, Krep got out of there alive, but it proved that the BBC needs to step up its security team.
About 30 youths, blood, backed out like 10 knives. I was like, where's Mitch? Where's Mitch? Like, talking about that Money Mitch shit. I'm thinking, what the f you asking me for? Like, bro, bare knives, man. And then, one of them grabbed my cadet chain from him, and then I banged him, and then they just started trying to stab man and that. It's mental. Got bare of them though. It's mental. Like bare knives. Got like sliced on my neck, stabbed my f***ing leg, hand.
It seems like Krep was just at the wrong place at the wrong time and got caught up in someone else's beef. But it's not entirely clear why the gang thought Krep was associated with Mitch and who was responsible for the stabbing. A Johnson Crew member named Zimbo, who was a former gangster turned community activist, claims that the media's reporting of the fight was inaccurate. He says that he was at the show that night with the Johnson Crew and they had all left before the violence occurred. He believes the media is just trying to slander the gang and accuse them of something they didn't do, just because they were at the concert. It's worth pointing out that no one from the Johnson gang was arrested for the stabbing, which seems strange since it happened backstage at a crowded arena and the media claimed to know exactly who did it. So it's unclear exactly what gang was responsible for the stabbing, but one thing is clear, they were after another rapper and just happened to find Krep first.
We've got a brand new iPhone 12 in a mouse case. 3, 2, 1.
That's actually pretty interesting. I'm glad he ain't that though.
Mitch is a well-known rapper in Birmingham who has a lot more active beefs in the streets than Krep. He was associated with a crew called Get Money Gang and has been releasing music since he was released from prison in 2016 after doing 7 years for armed robbery. GMG is known to be involved in an ongoing war with another Birmingham gang called Armed Response, or AR, and many have suggested that the men who attacked Krep were actually AR members, despite the media's reporting that it was the Johnson Crew. Luckily, Krep made a full recovery and even managed to get his chain back. The chain was not only worth thousands of dollars, but it featured a picture of the rapper's cousin Cadet, who was also a popular artist who was killed in a car accident earlier that year. So despite all the drama, Krep ended up luckier than most rappers who get caught up in street beef. If you like this video, check out some of our previous videos. From UK rappers in knife fights to UK rappers arrested for making music, we cover the most insane stories that you need to hear. Well, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up.
Hey, that was a great video, yo. No cap. I like that. I'm gonna do... Ooh, rappers getting robbed? Wow. This is pretty interesting. Hip Hop Daily, alright. Hey, man. UK rappers, bro. Come on. Everywhere. Any rappers, bro. Y'all gotta... If you've been a link with somebody, bro, bring more niggas. Come on, now. But shit. If y'all like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and Facebook. All down below at the bottom. Follow my main YouTube channel, JR2 Live. Link below in the description. Check out my other videos because I upload every single day at 2 o'clock. And I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.